What's up guys, I'm Roderick, aka Rodman, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what happened to the critically acclaimed Chrono series, what caused it to fall into obscurity, and if it could possibly make a resurgence in the future. If you like retro video gaming and anime content, consider checking out the other videos on my page, and consider subscribing to the channel. So, let's get right into the video. Chrono Trigger is a Japanese role-playing game for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System developed by Squaresoft, released in March of 1995. This game was developed by Square's Dream Team, a three-man team who included Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of the Final Fantasy series, Yuji Horii, creator of Squaresoft's Dragon Quest series, and Akira Toriyama, who did the designs for Dragon Quest, and as most of you know, is also the creator of the Dragon Ball franchise. When Chrono Trigger released, it was an instant success. People were quick to call it one of the greatest video games ever made. Chrono Trigger sold million upon millions of copies and also saw ports to the PlayStation 1, Nintendo DS, Virtual Consoles, and Steam. As you can see, Chrono Trigger was wildly successful upon release, so why has it fallen into obscurity? The biggest reason is simply the lack of appreciation of retro video games. Since the average gamer in 2024 would much rather play a video game with a more modern, polished look, that would inevitably mean that most gamers now are not wanting to play Chrono Trigger due to the primitive graphics and a lack of a remake. Another reason is underrepresentation by Square Enix and no representation in crossover games. If you search up the best RPGs from Square Enix, most lists do not have Chrono Trigger included, or it has Chrono Trigger near the bottom of the list. Meanwhile, inferior games are placing far ahead. This is not going to motivate gamers to go and play the game, on top of the fact that Square has been completely quiet about Chrono Trigger for over 15 years. Another interesting thing to think about is the fact that there is no mention of Chrono Trigger in the Smash series, which is very disappointing. I found this interesting because there are people that I took interest to that were mentioned in Smash Bros, whether that be as a playable character or just as an assist trophy. Seeing these characters made me go and play their respective games. For example, that's how I got into the Mother series and the Golden Sun series. The last reason I will mention about Chrono Trigger is the poor reception of ports. A lot of the easily accessible ports have a lot of bugs and loose ends that should have been tied up before release. This led to bad reviews on Steam and the app stores. Many people even say not to bother playing the game. Of course, this is a complete demotivator when it comes to building a modern fanbase. Chrono Cross was the sequel to Chrono Trigger that released for the PlayStation 1 in 1999. This game was developed mainly by Masato Koto, who also worked on Chrono Trigger. This game also was a huge success. It sold millions of copies worldwide and was critically acclaimed, with sources such as GameSpot giving it a perfect 10 out of 10 score. It even saw a remake for the Nintendo Switch titled Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition. Even though this game did well, there's one thing that it did not do well in. I and many other fans don't really consider Chrono Cross a good sequel. Yes, it takes place in the same world, but there's barely any mention of previous characters in the game. It's more of a continuation of the series itself instead of a sequel, which fans really did not like. Honestly, there isn't too much to say about Chrono Cross. It is a great game that gets overshadowed by its predecessor, and if the predecessor is in the shadows, then the less popular sequel is definitely going to be overlooked. It is pretty satisfying to see it get a remake though. Chrono Break is a cancelled third installment of the Chrono series that was first mentioned in 2001. Square Enix trademarked the title Chrono Break and also registered it as well. After the registration, during a press conference, a member of the Big Three, Hironobu Sakaguchi, stated that the Chrono Break development team, specifically Masato Koto, the main director of Chrono Cross, was very interested in making a new installment to the series. Unfortunately, this game would not see the light of day, since most of the development team would leave this project and work on a different project, Final Fantasy XI. The reason why I mentioned this is because this game could have easily shed more light on the Chrono series being a more modern entry. Also, this game was supposed to be a direct sequel to Chrono Trigger, which in turn would have increased interest in the 2 previous entries in the series. Now, to answer the question that I mentioned at the very start of the video, can the series make a resurgence? Do I think so? Yes, I do. It's going to take a miracle, but if Square Enix delivers a good third installment and a good remake of Chrono Trigger, then I can definitely see the series making a comeback. But we have to be realistic. The chances of that happening are slim to none, so don't get your hopes up. When you think about it, what if they dump millions of dollars into a third installment or a remake and it flops? The only people that are going to be buying it are going to be people who are already fans of the series. It is disappointing to think about, but I believe that we can still spread the news about how great this game franchise is. Tell a friend or family member to play Chrono Trigger to pull this series out of obscurity and back into the mainstream where it belongs. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content just like this. Ramen out. Peace.